Hey YouTube, today I'll be discussing a deck, Crobat. It was actually was a deck that people looked at when Plasma Storm was released. It revolves around Crobat, which is as the attacker, which is kind of strange because you don't see many Stage 2 attackers. But he's actually quite good. His ability, Night Sight, lets you draw a card once during your turn, so that's nice. You get a little bit extra draw. But the main point of this card is its attack for 1 Psychic and 2 Colorless, so it can be powered up with double Colorless, which is really nice. And it's Ultra Toxic Fang. What it does 40 damage right off the bat, and then it poisons them. But here's where it gets good. Instead of 1 damage counter between turns, you put 4. So that's 80 damage right away. Pair that with Virbank and you got 100 damage, which 2-hit knocks out anything. If they can't retreat, that's 160 damage. So it really racks up fast. So I'm just going to be giving you kind of a basic deck list, and it'll be in the description, the actual deck list, if you guys want to look at it, and some inclusions to this deck. So the first part of it is, for the deck, you run 3 Crobat, and this is the minimum, right? 3 Crobat, 1 Golbat, and 3 Zubat. The Zubat I like is the one with free flight, which lets you retreat for free if you have no energy on it, which is nice. And even if you do have an energy on it, 1 retreat cost isn't that bad. The next card is Mewtwo EX. 2 of them. I like to run 2 in the deck. The main reason is because since you run double Colorless, of course you're going to want to run Mewtwo. Pretty much, well, Mewtwo can go into any deck, but if you're running double Colorless, it's even better. The next card is at least 1 Emolga. It's great at the start to use Call for Family to get some basics onto your bench. Definitely, it's one of those cards that you might want to run 2 or even 3. That might be a little much, but 2 would be good. So yeah, now on to trainers. 3N, pretty staple. Of course, this is the minimum, so you adjust the supporters to your liking. 3N, 3 Juniper, 3 Skyla, and the reason 3 Skyla rather than 2 or even 1 is because it really helps get those rare candies and just cards that you need. So 3 Skyla and 2 Colress. Again, this is one of those cards that you can add more of if you want, because your bench will be pretty full, but then again, your opponent might not fill up their bench, and that can kind of take away from Colress. So that's it for supporters. You can add what you want. And then there's 4 Level Ball. Definitely useful to get outstage those Zubats and even Golbat if you need to, and Emolga. 4 Ultra Ball. You might be able to get away with 3 since you have 4 Level Ball, but it helps those Crobats and Mewtwo. So yeah. 4 Catchers. For those of you who don't know, Catcher just lets you switch your opponent's Pokemon, active Pokemon, with one of their bench Pokemon, and you get to choose. So it really helps to, if you're going up against Eels, for example, you can take out those Eels for easy prizes. If you need to stall for time, which you might need to do because this is a Stage 2 deck, you can take up a high retreat cost like a Tracheon or something, and it can't retreat right away, and yeah, so it's just a really good card. 4 is pretty much a staple in all decks. 2 Virbank City Gym. Like I said earlier, 4 damage counters for poison is what Crobat does, but Virbank adds even more to that, making it 6. So yeah, 2 Virbank, and then the energy, I use 6 Psychic energy. Oh, sorry, oops. I forgot one more card, one more trainer, is 3 Rare Candy. So if you're going to run a 4-1-4 line of Crobat, 4 Rare Candies, but 3 is good for the 3-1-3 line. And then 6 Psychic energy, and 4 double Colorless energy. So that's it for the main deck. That gives you, I think that's 12 extra spaces you can fill. So quite a bit that you can do yourself. Now here are some of the inclusions, like cards that you might want to run in this deck that I find are good. The first one that I'd like to mention is Giratina. This is actually a really good card. Its first attack, Hex, for 1 Psychic and 2 Colorless, does 50 damage if the defending Pokemon is affected by any condition, any status condition, special condition, sorry. It does another 50 damage. So it does 100 damage for no drawback, really, which is really good. And then Shadow Claw, for 1 more energy, you get to discard a random card from your opponent's hand, and it does 90 damage. So this is really, really good against Mewtwo, because with Shadow Claw or even Hex, you can one-hit knock out a opposing Mewtwo, and if you actually get enough energy, Shadow Claw also lets you discard one of their cards, so a really valid inclusion. I almost wanted to put it right into the deck list that you have to have this in the deck, but it's really not necessary. It's just really good. So yeah, Giratina. You can also run Ninetales, which is a little bit stranger. It was kind of hyped when it first came out because it seems really good if it's does 50 damage for each special condition. In this deck, I find personally Bright Look is actually more important. It's pretty much a built-in Pokemon catcher. And if that just sits on the bench, you can Devolution Spray it a couple times, and you can drop catchers if you want to. So it's a nice inclusion. I don't necessarily think it's the best, but I thought I'd tell you guys it's an alright one if you want to run it. If you're a fan of Ninetales, it's a good one. Next is Hypnotoxic Laser. This one is, I don't know. A lot of people that run this deck do run Hypnotoxic Laser. It's a great card, especially because you have Virbank in there. But I personally find that with Crobat, you have enough poison. But if you can throw 2 or 3, even 4 in there, I guess it'd be alright. It definitely help early game since you're running Stage 2. It's hard to get attacking fast, but Hypnotoxic Laser, valid inclusion. Next is Tool Scrapper. This isn't necessary as the only ability in the deck is Free Flight and Night Sight. Free Flight you won't be using very much at all. Night Sight you will be using hopefully every turn, but it's not necessary for the deck to run, so you don't have to worry about Garbodor that much, but this can help if you do want to get rid of Garbodor's tools, or if you go against just someone that runs Eviolite or something, that'll help get rid of that. The next is Bouffalant. Bouffalant is a great attacker. It's gained lots of popularity with Landorus and Mewtwo EX. You're running double colorless, so again, it can power up Bouffalant fast. 120 to any EX Pokemon is really good. Plus, it's minus 20 damage. It has a built-in Eviolite, so I think it's a really good card. Instead of double colorless, you could also run a Colress machine and Plasma Energy kind of engine. I definitely prefer the double colorless approach, but this can help you get powered up Pokemon fast, especially that Giratina, since it costs a little bit more to attack. It takes up at least 5 or 6 slots. Usually it'll take up 8 slots rather than 4, so it's a little bit heftier than the double colorless, but it can bypass that 1 energy attachment per turn. So definitely there. I would not run double colorless and plasma energy. It would be a little bit too much, I think, but one or the other is good. Some other suggestions are, of course, Bianca and Sharon to kind of get a little bit more supporters in the deck. You can up the counts of Anne and Juniper to 4, you can up Skyla to 4, you can up Colress to 3, I wouldn't go past 3 for Colress. You can add more Emolga, more Crobat, more Zubat, more Mewtwo if you want, and stuff like that. So yeah, I think I'm going to start a series called Making It Work for decks like this, kind of rogue decks, to really teach you how to make it work. My Articuno Garbodor deck got lots of views, even more views than my giveaway video, which I find really amazing. So thank you guys for the views, for all the support. I'm hopefully going to make at least 1 video per week. So yeah, this is first episode of Making It Work, Crobat. Thanks for watching.